Hello everyone, welcome back to Ultrakill. As I said last time, we are going to be doing, or in this case finding, every secret level in Ultrakill. This is just going to be a short, short video. Oh, this kind of be a way to show you all the secret levels in Ultrakill, along with the secret stuff, along with how you unlock them and what they are. So with it, let's get started with the first one in the prelude. Oh, by the way, I'm learning this during the Easter event in Ultrakill. So basically, everything has a set of bunny ears, so happy Easter! So, to get to the first secret level, we go up here. Oh, okay, I didn't even know the skulls have bunny ears. Go in here. Continue the levels normally. I think this is the right way. I haven't done this for so long. I want to show you how you get to them instead of just using my other account to get them. Yeah, we're going the right way. If you go in here, well, we're a save file, but I mean, well, you know what I mean. We go in here, put the blue skull in here, and go down, and that's how you get to the secret level, Something Wicked, which, this is just me, but I do not do well with scary stuff, so I'm going to be using Fulbright. And using no clip. I know, you could say I am scared, which I am very scared because I freaking hate scary shit. Yet one of my favorite things is Resident Evil. Speaking of which, meet Something Wicked. He is the only unkillable enemy. And he freaking got me too, even though I'm up here. You can't kill him. You can't beat him. You can only make him run away. Which is why I hate doing this level normally, and I just prefer using the freaking cheats. I know it sounds stupid, but I just freaking hate this one. It's probably my least favorite because I don't do well with stuff like this, even though one of my favorite games is Resident Evil 4 Remake. But anyway, once you beat a secret level, you'll find, I think this is meant to be a TV, which this is basically just explains some of this lore to Ultrakill. So yeah, you don't find like any cool weapons or anything. You just mostly just find the lore to this stuff. Now, with Something Wicked done, which I hope to never do that again, and yes, I am not ashamed that I use cheats on a secret level. Well, because I hate Something Wicked. It's probably my least favorite level because I am a pansy. See, and me and horror don't mix. But anyway, we done this before when we first came here to Limbo. Just throw a coin down there. And that is how you find the secret level to Limbo. And for this, just do puzzles. Which, by the way, for those who don't know, every secret in Ultrakill is based on a different type of game genre. With Something Wicked being based on horror, this one being based off puzzles. And I'll explain each one as we go along. But to put simply, everything in Ultrakill basically has a unique thing. It has something unique when it comes to their secret levels. Also, yes, also, by the way, there have been videos where people have struggled with this stuff. Yeah, like I said, this will take a moment because, again, some of this stuff can actually get confusing. I was actually one time hoping to practice for this so I can do it quickly. But I feel like I'm not smart enough to do this quickly. There's a thing you can do to skip it, like you can jump up there and skip it, but I want to do it the normal way. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. By the way, I don't know if I'll ever do this, but I might do a video where I might just read out the testaments to each one of these secret rooms, like maybe a lore video. I'm not fully sure. Let's see. Oh wait, then how am I going to get blue down there? Oh, dang it! I overshot it. There and there. Now, this was the one I think I had trouble with the most. Oh, wait, there. Oh wait, then. Trying to figure it out. Sworn, because I've done tests of this before. Just forget what was the best way to do this puzzle. Because you can't. Wait. But then blue can't get over. Okay, I think I got it. I actually want to check on... Okay, I don't know how long it took, but it was a while. Now, I honestly wish I had just cut to here. Now to get the secret level in Lust, we have to... Now we go through here. I think I remember showing this in the original video, but there are these fuse boxes we gotta take care of, which... that. Now down here, and now there's one more. We're going to need this. Normally it takes place if we want to avoid do the challenge where you can't touch water, but we're not doing that. We'll go up here. Yep. And that, the water. Actually, I could have just gone back. Oh well. Where's the last? There. Oh, wait. Go through here. We gotta take the skull, but we won't be needing to go that way because the exit's right here. Now, prepare yourself for the most bizarre secret level in this entire game. Now you're probably wondering, we've done horror, we've done puzzles. What could be this? Heavy steps, ragged breathing. There isn't much time left. It might be already too late. The labyrinthine path in sharp turns seems stranger to stranger as panic blow once deeply integrated brain memories that usually guided me. Every corner felt out a stranger. Every straight line too long. The bell tones for me. Now you're probably wondering, what is this leading to? A bit down hard on the last of my rations, held on by the skin of my teeth. It barely hung on as I kept frantically looking around, hoping for the few scraps of burning memory of mine to find a familiar sight that would lead me to salvation. The gates must be closing by now. The last few barely making it. The rest of us never stood a chance. Suddenly, from a blind spot, a figure struck me. There was no time to react before I came crashing down on the cold, hard ground. I struggled to regain my senses at least to see what fate would befall me in my final moments. But even in my absence of endless terror, my mind can I've never imagined the horror I witnessed. Okay, I did not know Mirage herself wore bunny ears. I actually did not know about the bunny ears that would be put on Mirage. Yes, we went from horror to puzzles to a visual novel. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to try to do a voice for Mirage because I feel like it would be terrible. Oof. Ow. Oh. That stings. Ouch, that stings. I just got knocked over by some blind, by choice asshole who gave my skirt a decorated dirt coating. So all in the fucking fantastic. So all in just fantastic. But I would prefer not to be on the ground right now. Sigh. Hey, sorry about being rude like that. I'm just really frustrated. I'm not the only one late for school. But also managed to get lost on my way there. Though by the looks of it, you're pretty much in the same boat. You know, by stroke of once in a lifetime luck, you just happened to bump into the prettiest girl in school. Even though this is just V1 cross-dressing. So how about you lead the way to get the both of us out of this jam? Actually, I'm lost too. Ugh! Just my luck. Though, in retrospective, I guess I wouldn't be here right now if you weren't lost as well. Oh well, no point about crying over spilled blood. We might as well just wait for another student to come by and follow them instead. I'm Mirage. Don't bother telling me your name though. I don't really care. Wandering around like headless chickens I forgot to read the dialogue choice. Headless chickens would only get us even more lost. Since we're both headed to the school and ended up meeting right here, that means there's a very high likelihood that this spot is somewhere along the way. Therefore, we'll be better off just staying put and waiting for someone who does know the way. It's basic logic. You should look it up sometime. Basic logic or not, we're already late and I'm not planning on waiting here anymore. Anyone who knows the way already have gone there. Sounds like to me you're just looking up for an excuse to give up. Ha! Can't give up if I never tried in the first place. And I don't make a habit of trying. Why not? Because nothing matters. There's no point in trying if the end result will be the same anyway. Try as you might, you'll eventually just become forgotten dust in the wind like the rest of us. I mean, really, take a moment to think about it. The human mind is in complete vastness, is incapable of recognizing the utter helplessness and uselessness in the face of inevitable and inevitable non-existence, but is incapable of coming to terms with it. We can only ignore it. We can only ever ignore it, hide from it, or temporarily escape from it, but the fact is that we are bound to the way of all things. Death is unavoidable, not only to us, but all that exists or even existed. Every living being will eventually die out. Every spark of matter will eventually wither away and dissipate into entropy. It doesn't matter if you lived a good life or if you left a legacy behind. It doesn't matter if humanity survives for 1,000 years or dies out tomorrow. The end result is the same. Absolutely nothing. The human intelligence is so far beyond that of other animals, but it would be misguided to consider that a gift. All the beings that have the gift of ignorance of not understanding what we do. Our intelligence is not a gift, it's a flaw. It's an over-exaggerations of existence. Over-extension of evolution. I meant intelligence, once great feature in eons past, continued to go unchecked and unfiltered, and has since passed as a threshold whereupon it no longer a benefit, but an active danger to its host. Much like the Irish elk, the species of deer, though incapable of generations of evolution, grew antlers and vast that it could no longer run from predators, eventually leading to its into extinction. The human mind is an evolutionary maladaptation caused by going too far in a direction that was once beneficial and will, sooner or later, lead to our extinction. Our individual level, it's already happening. Existential dread is already taking hold. I'm sure you felt it too. The pain of fear being nothing, becoming nothing. The suffering of utter understanding that we are unable to come to terms with it, so we hide from our own intelligence. We set limits. We stop ourselves from thinking deeply about what will happen when we die. We create distractions. We keep our minds busy with mundane activities and entertainment to stop ourselves from having to come face to face with the truth. We sublimate it. We transform our self-reflection suffering into another form art to keep it from consuming us, aiming to avoid the panic. But these are simply temporary. They're just there to push back the inevitable veil of helplessness, despair that would encompass and ruin us. In the end, nothing matters. There's no point in trying to find joy in life, for in life itself is suffering. This is the only answer. You're wrong. Huh? You criticize those who consider our vast intelligence a gift, and yet also misguide yourself to believe our meaningless is a curse. How could it not be? Nothing we do matters in the end, and that's precisely why we have we are not shackled by the burden of expectations, the fear of eternal judgment, or the failure to meet up to arbitrary definition of what makes our limits not limited time not wasted. Time can't be wasted, therefore no greater purpose to life than simply living it. But still, in that case, the meaninglessness of our actions draws to the same conclusion. There is no reason to act, for any action is simply a temporary fluctuation that will nevertheless lead to the same conclusion. Quite the contrary. Because we have no greater purpose, we are free to set our own, to create self-defined goals for which to strive. For some it may be nothing, for some it may be pleasure, for some it may be creation, for some it might be improving the lives of others. It is because we have no greater purpose. That time spent on goals set by oneself can't be wasted. In the end, nothing matters, and therefore you have no reason not to do whatever you want, rather than whatever illusion of great purpose is forced on you by others or even your own misguided thoughts. I do understand what you mean. However, that doesn't ease my fear of the end. Even if we're trying to find purpose, I would still be paralyzed by the thought of becoming nothing. And is it the thought of worth fearing? However, abandoning purpose, hope, choice, goals, pleasure, and will not make the thought disappear. The fear, however, can subside. Giving up is not accepting the end. It's simply accepting the fear of it. it is embracing despair rather than facing it. I see. Though as much I like to embrace it, I am nevertheless stuck with paralyzing existential panic. I understand the logic, and I know that there is no reason to live in apathy, but my emotional side refuses to listen. The fear persists, and I can't motivate myself to seek pleasure despite knowing I must. This is true. The emotional is not controlled by illogical, however. They are interlinked. Just as the deepest, darkest depths of despair can overthrow reason, and the logical wrapping around it to fit into that haze of depression, so too reason influence and overpower the emotion, regardless of how impenetrable its defenses may be. Yeah, you can tell I'm not good at English, even though it's the only English I speak. By continually forcing to subvert those creeping negative thoughts with the positive, logical ones, the emotion will eventually gradually turn into a shape to fit the logic. It's not easy. It's not an easy job. It's not a quick job. It will sometimes feel like an impossible job. However, it can be done. With immense amount of time, effort, energy, it will improve. You can change. You can heal. And during the hardest times when it seems lost and you want to give up, never forget, we will always love you. I'll be damned. Guess you got good head on your shoulders after all. Hell, I'm impressed. Man, I feel like I just shed the weight of the world off my back. Or rather, you've done that for me. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You have given me a lot to think about. Well, I'm sure I have a long and hard road ahead of me. I'm optimistic. For the first time, I'm what feels like eternity. I'm optimistic. Say, we're way late for school, and because it's quite clear by now that nobody's going to come lead us there, how about you and I ditch the Phantasm dirt and go grab something to eat, hey? Yeah, sure. I got nothing better to do today. You're paying though. Oh, you sneaky bastard. Well, alright. I do owe you one anyway. So better time to go cash out. I'll do a nice thing for a girl way out of league coupon than now, huh? Yep. That was the secret level of Lust. A visual novel talking about existential dread. Which, fun fact, that was something Hikita, the main guy behind this game, actually faced during one point in his life. I'm glad he was able to incorporate that into his life, incorporate it into his game. Now, we're going to be moving on to Act 2, but you're probably wondering, what about Layer 3? There is no secret level in Layer 3. Yet there is something secret related, but we'll get that to when we do get to my first ever stream, which I've been learning on how to stream. Well, how to set it up, that is. Actually, you know what? We'll just do it normally. Besides, it's not that hard to get into the level. Besides, I already used cheats, so why use cheats again? Actually, this would be kind of funny if they actually put bunny ears in the Statue of Liberty in the background. here. Oh wait, actually, we need to go over here. Press this button. Oh, I couldn't get on the rocket. I don't need to worry about you. I want this. Come up here. Now, we take this statue, put it on here, and now, ignore those guys. Since it's nighttime, the sand, or in this case the gold, won't hurt us. By the way, this is actually sand. This is actually gold. But now, we walk back over here. I don't know why I keep turning back. I feel like something's coming. And we find a hole in the ground. Now for this one I want to grab my controller because I give you Crash Bandicoot. Also, I didn't even know V1 had my ears too, but anyway, anything for all of us to learn about. And yes, the crates, they have coins in here. There's also something neat you get if you break every crate, but I'm not sure I'll be able to do it right here. But if I do get my crate, do it here, then I'll show you it. But if not, then I'll just show you either in the sandbox later. Also, I don't know if it's possible, but could you play this level like a normal Ultrakill level? So I was trying to like do a thing where like I could spin into them. Like, okay, this like I'm nervous because I actually don't know how many bounces it takes. Ah! Dang it! I think you don't have a set amount of times you try this. Like, I don't think you need to do it deathless, but it just still feels exciting knowing for this that you basically those crates. And I already lost my hit point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the way, I remember somewhere that Hikita made even one of his favorite games. I don't remember if it was, but if it is, then hey, makes sense he would reference it in his own game. Also, I don't know if it means you need to collect the coins since you have infinite lives. Oh yeah, everything insta-kills you, by the way. If you're playing Crash Bandicoot then you're familiar on how it works. No Aku-Akus, or in this case, skulls. You're basically defenseless. Dang it! Yeah, you can tell I'm not good at this level. And I'm using a controller, by the way. I'm not using a keyboard because I would hate to try to play a platformer on a keyboard. Oh boy, a virtue. Go. Two, three, four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry if I'm counting that, just I want to make sure I know how many bounces I have left on those crates before they expire. Okay, I think that counts for it. I broke in, I think. Dang it! Hold on, I need to scratch my eye. Okay, that was my fault, not the rock. I'm one crate off. So it is like Crash. So you can probably... Okay, so you probably just can't use your weapons, but still. But anyway. Oh, your coins count to points. Oh. Anyway, what would have happened if I actually got all the crates is... There would have been a new cheat unlocked called Clash Mode, where basically, just quickly checking the time, where basically, it would be where basically you would have been able to play the entire game. Well, wouldn't play the entire game, but you'll be able to play through through the levels with that as that one level, like that one mode we just played, last mode. Also, this one I kind of forget how to do because you need to basically. It's kind of like how you do the trying to think. It's kind of like with oh, there it is. It's kind of like with Lust when it came to those power panels. Those where you have to basically just show them to lower the water. Which, by the way, there's also a challenge here where you can't touch water, and I already failed it. Not like I'm going for the challenge. I just want to get to the secret stuff. You go down here, and now, oh, water's gone. Now you go up here, hit this bell. Now, we have to get the skulls, but make it quick. I'll just spawn 3 of these. Go in here. Now, this wasn't available to you before. Behold. With that, we move on to fishing. Yes, we're fishing. Yeah, this entire thing. We're just having a good old time fishing. Getting me. Also, yes, this thing, I believe this is something from Doom, which I only remember it from Doom Eternal. I don't think I remember from anywhere else. So, is it gonna be the same thing here? Yeah. By the way, lore. This is basically just for the size 2 fish. Which, I don't know if that's a thing here. Oh, by the way, since we have this thing, there's this. You know what we do? Yeah, you forgot we're in hell still. But we're gonna go do that later. Oh wait, I forgot something. We need to borrow Maurice. Which, yes. This thing? It's called Maurice. One here. No, wait, did you know someone actually made a mod for this? Where basically you can go out to every level in Ultrakill to find secret fish. By the way, another thing, I always thought this was a mod. But now I know it's the actual secret level of Wrath. Now, hi Tom. I call that thing Tom. I don't know why. Here, you want it? Now, I believe this is a reference to a certain game about a submarine and blood. Hi everyone, my name is Markiplier. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. That thing is something from, if I believe, Iron Lung. I forget why I didn't remember the name. Also, by the way, there's a freaking leaderboard for this, and only 2 people have gotten the size 2 fish. Those 2 being Hikita and I forget the other guy. I'm guessing he was one of the people who designed this. I actually don't know the other guy. I do know he's probably a developer. But now, time to go on to the final secret level, and it's in this level. Just ignore the human trees. Now, there is something where basically we were told we're basically you need to burn these. You usually can need one of these guys. Now, you can bring one here, or you can just use a Virtue or a Garman tank. But this is honestly faster. And now, welcome to this nice little hotel. I think it's the hotel. Oh, I messed that up. Down here. Now then, take the blue skull and actually put it over here. And you're probably thinking, was that really the secret level? After every other thing we experienced? Like we experienced a horror level, we experienced puzzles, visual novel, fishing, and Crash Bandicoot. What could possibly be after this? Well, or should I say, was this really it? Nope. Now, we gotta clean up our mess. Yes, we are straight up just playing Power Wash Simulator. There's no joke. We're just playing Power Wash Simulator. I honestly consider this kind of perfect in a way, because I don't know why, because if you know the level we played, 7-3, and it being in where that level, you find the most peaceful level in the entire game, and all you do is just clean. And yes, we are going to do the entire thing. Why? Because I wanted to enjoy this nice, calm, peaceful music. Actually, though, there is something else I would like to show you. We go in over here. Well, actually, we'll need this. Pull the vacuum out. Use it on this bookshelf. If I can get it's the thing. This. Do that. Now, like I say, there are ghosts here now. And now, we gotta play as Luigi. Like, literally. In fact, I'll show you in a minute after we take care of this. Oh, by the way, these things are also these ghost drones? They're insta-kill. I actually don't know if you can take two at once, so I'm not gonna try it. Yep, we got a secret for cheat code. Now, anytime you kill a drone, those things will show up. Basically, it's a cheat that makes things harder. Some part of me kind of wants to do the rest of this because it is so satisfying. Another part of me just kind of doesn't want to because it would probably take too long, and we're about an hour in. You know, how about we end this off not with the Easter egg, but with something else? Without, you know, finishing this, but instead entering it off with an Easter egg. You'll move the bookshelf. This generator is still active, which leads us outside. And now we gotta take this long pathway that I mean long. I was trying to do like rocket jumping. I don't think that's gonna help. Interesting thing about that clock, it'll actually tell you what time it is depending on what your time is on your computer, which I think that's neat. So I think we should be closing up. Yeah, we should be close. Also, by the way, if you actually try to use cheat codes, you can't come here. Believe me, many have tried. It just spawns this entire pathway and the secret area we're going to, if we can get there. Okay, here we are. About time. Put the skull in. And we are on the beach. Also, by the way, this is just from the fishing level. We're here on the beach with Glorp or Hamster, Hakita, and B2. That makes it 3 out of 0. But you know, oh, by the way, that moon, you can go there. I don't know how, but you can go there. But anyway, with this finish, I think it's time to end this. So I hope you enjoyed. Only the next time, we'll be doing the first ever stream where we'll be P-ranking all of Ultrakill. See you all then.